compulsory in the UK, the advisory, but it's outside a compulsory measure announced by the Prime Minister on Monday. So he give instruction. What he said, give instruction to all the British people to stay home and to go out only very, very necessary on a minimum. Like you go out to grocery to pick up some of your food, but you're not allowed even to visit your relative or friends. And you're allowed to go out for the exercise only once a day. You are not allowed to go and enjoy the sun. Like today, it's really sunny day. It's life. Usually, if sunny day like this and a really warm weather, most people will go out, but they don't stay home. Like walk in the park, go to the high street to do some shopping, or just to have a chat with your friend, or go to the pub, or in the cafe, sitting down talking to your friend. But now everybody stay home. The street is very quiet. Yesterday I went out to do some shopping. There now the big supermarket imposed a distant, what we call distant queuing. So you have to stay about one meter or 2 meters behind the person in front of you, and the person who queuing up have to stay about 2 meters behind you. So there's a long queue in the supermarket. The people have to queue up, into the car park, and then for their daily shopping.
Yes.
So you're saying that you're saying that the stay-at-home advisory is being largely complied with by the people at least in London, right?
Most, as far as I can see from the news, local news, in this area in Essex, most people comply. But only yesterday, because of all the school closed, and then people stay off the street. But then a lot of young people came out and walking in the street because they took over the street as their playground, because they don't have anything to do at home because of the school holiday. And then sometimes the parents have to work from home now, so they don't have time to spend time together. The kids come out. So this is also happened, even though there's a very serious instruction from the government to stay at home. There are a lot of people who go out and about in the area, like in the park or even on the street.
Yes.
But yesterday there were some people walking about, but now today it's really, really quiet.
Kun Somchai, how do people react with the breaking news that Prince Charles is infected with coronavirus?
I think this news just broke out only about an hour ago, so there's not much reaction in the news at the moment. I just checked the latest one on BBC News. The Reuters also said that the last time the Prince Charles face-to-face have an audience with the Queens on the 12th. And today is about more than a week after his audience with the Queen, and consider the fact that the Queen now is 93, and Prince Charles himself is 71. So there are a lot of concern about the health of the monarch and the Crown Prince, but at the moment I haven't seen any reaction coming out from any news outlet at the moment. The palace only give very short news with the BBC carry, but not much of any reaction to the news.
Kun Somchai, back to the Prime Minister's address 2 days ago. How did the people in general react to the message and the tone of his address? Because he was quite straightforward with facts and the need for people to cooperate. I mean, he's especially very strong.
It's quite strong, and his body language shows he's really serious. And the language he used is warlike, because we say warlike, like everybody is enlisted.
Yeah.
Everybody have to play their part for the good of the country. So everybody is expected to comply. Of course, there are some people who not really all the message not sunk in yet, but a lot of people now appreciate that's what they expected to do. Even the opposition party, the opposition party also support the government measures that came out. So all over the country, people will try to comply with the instruction. There are some group of people who not really understand what's going on, but the police is now empowered to disperse. At the moment, they're not going to arrest anybody yet, but they are trying to encourage and disperse the people who no gathering more than 2 people in one particular place. So I will take another day or 2 to see whether this instruction by the Prime Minister Boris Johnson is going to be effective. But 24-hour pass, I have seen there are a lot of people now stay off the street. In the big town center where usually the sunny day like this, we will gather around in coffee shop or in a pub. But now it's really quiet. So I think more or less now the message is now going through to the main population now.
Yes. And do people in other provinces, in addition to London, share the same stay-at-home sentiment?
I think people outside London they are more serious and comply with the instruction than the people in the big town like London or Manchester or Birmingham, because it's a big town. And because of in the big town they live in a flat, in a small place, and people if there's no good reason they want to stay home, they want to go out about. But in the rural area, in the outside the main city, people still have some place, like they got the back garden to enjoy the sun. They don't need to go out. But if you live in a flat, in the block of flat, you cannot stay in a small square space most of the time if the sun is out. We just come out from the winter. Now it's early spring. When during winter time it's quite dark and cold. Nobody is going out. But now it's warm and sunny. People like to go out. This is a fact of life in a country like the UK.
Yes. And what about you yourself? Have you coped? How you adjusted with this change? Have you been used to it already?
We're getting used to it, but I'm now semi-retired, so that I don't have much problem because I don't have a full-time job to do. So I spend time at home anyway. But my son, my daughter, they work full-time, and my son have to work from home now. My daughter too have to work from home. So they have to readjust their working habit and then connected to their colleagues in the office by the new digital system. So young people who now at the working age, they have to do a lot of adapting themselves to the new situation. But for me, semi-retired person, it's not that much. I have to stay home more than the usual time. So like a day like this, a warm sunny day, I will drive out from my town, go to the other town where there's a lot of thing to enjoy, like the nature reserve or the beauty spot in the rural area. The rural England is very nice when the weather is sunny like this. I hope you stay away from your practice social distancing.
That's right. We are practicing stay-at-home work now.